Hi, Donna Hagigat, CEO of the Women's Fund of Western Massachusetts, excited to present to you the Power Women Hour series. This series is presented by the Jamrog Group, and additional support is provided by the Institute for Generative Leadership. This month, we're going to hear from and learn about Brooke Bridges, why she was inspired to start her business, and what has kept it going, and what challenges she might face.
My name is Brooke Bridges. My business is Building Bridges SEL. It's a consulting agency that works with mostly youth organizations to bring social-emotional learning to kids through storytelling. The 5 key components of social-emotional learning are self-awareness, self-management, interpersonal effectiveness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. I pair those 5 key components with storytelling because I believe and have experienced for myself and in working with children that being able to share your personal story, your personal feelings, and why you feel that way is one of the key components of healing and of moving through negative emotion. I go in and tell my story and offer the opportunity for kids to relate to that so they can see that other people also experience things that they're going through. The reason why I utilize storytelling is because I realized that sharing my narratives was really helpful in me purging some of that pain and some of that trauma. I grew up in Los Angeles, California, and I grew up in a really outgoing family. So all of my family members were either actors, singers, models, dancers, comedians. So when I was really little, I became an actress. When I was really little, acting was fun. I was like, this is exciting. I didn't really recognize that I was being rejected on certain, auditions. I didn't get that concept. But when I got older, I did get it, and it really caused a lot of mental health challenges for me. I started feeling like I wasn't good enough, so I started experiencing anxiety and depression and panic attacks, and started engaging in really negative coping behaviors because of it. So, self-harm, drug abuse, alcohol abuse. Because when I was younger, middle school, high school, I truly thought that I would never feel better. And so when I became an adult and realized that that just wasn't true, I wanted to make sure I could share that with kids. The stigma around mental health is huge, obviously, and it's even greater in some communities than others. For instance, African American community, it is majorly stigmatized. Sometimes in our immediate family or our immediate circle, we can't talk about it. So, being able to talk about it and share about it, even though it is stigmatized, is really, really important. When I was doing my mental health presentations, I did them for parents, teachers, and children, and I would have parents come up to me all the time like, my kids just don't want to tell me what's wrong. I ask them what's wrong, I can tell something is wrong, and they just say fine and walk away. And I ask them, do you share any of your emotions with your kids other than, flipping your lid anger because you've had a bad day? Do you actually share with them why you feel that anger? And one of the moms that I talked to was like, oh, no, I never tell my daughter anything about what I'm going through. So if you think about a lot of parents, they're fixers. They're well-intentioned, but they really want to help their kids. They want to fix the problem, but they never say, it's okay that you feel sad right now. I'm sure that really hurts. And when you miss that validation piece, there's no way the child wants to engage in whatever the coping skill is, but even really understands why the coping skill is important. Even for adults, being able to validate your feeling. A lot of times, especially as an adult, if we go through something challenging, we're like, oh, no, get over it. Don't be mad, it's fine. But the feeling itself is still valid. So being able to say, I do feel angry right now. I know it's not rational or logical, but I am angry. So I need to validate that anger and then find ways to cope with it. One of the best things about my mental health presentations and social-emotional learning, groups is that it's in person. Because being able to, feel the energy of other people and sit next to people and feel this safe space, this 3D safe space, is really important for these types of programs. So what I'm really trying to do is figure out a way to cultivate that even online and potentially add in small, in-person, socially distanced gatherings throughout the programs. It's more obvious than ever that children need that mental health support and that social-emotional learning because they can't go to school and socialize. So it's a good time to start implementing these kinds of programs into different school districts, into single classrooms, just being able to learn this stuff right now. My name is Brooke Bridges. My business is Building Bridges SEL. Social-Emotional Learning is, my platform, my foundation, and you can find me at buildingbridgessel.com, as well as on Instagram at @thebabblingbrook with an E, Marie. Building Bridges SEL is a curriculum that can be implemented into schools and youth programs, but if you're a teacher, a parent, a social worker, a youth program organizer or coordinator, you can contact me because I also develop very personalized programs for either individual kids or a group of kids. So Building Bridges SEL as a curriculum is not a rigid curriculum, but it is really flexible so that it can fit into what the kids in your life, in your organization, in your school actually really need. I think validating the emotion is the biggest tip I could give to anybody, because we skip that part so often. We always want to fix, but we never say like, it's okay, I feel this way. It's okay, my child feels this way. It's okay, my student feels this way. It's okay to feel deeply.